Ubiquiti took the wraps off an absolute ton of new products this morning. This video is part 2 of my 2-video series on what Ubiquiti announced this morning. The other video covers the G6 Dome Mini camera as well as the G3 biometric fingerprint reader, access reader, etc. Both of those shown off in the first part of this video, 1 of 2. This is 2 of 2. If you wanted to see how I set that up, go and watch that one, and then you can come back and watch this one, or you can watch them whatever order you want. It's fine. If you want to watch both, when you get to the end of this video, I will leave a, here, wherever it shows up on the screen, link to the next video. Please go ahead and watch it. This is an interesting one. This is the new vape detection and air quality sensor, and I've been playing around with it here in the studio for the last little while, and it has been very helpful to map how the temperature has changed in here, the air quality. There's a water heater right over behind the door over there, so it is important to be able to check for things like carbon monoxide, etc., and this can do all of it. Straight out of the box, this is the air quality sensor. Now, we have seen this at some of the events that I have covered. You've got these vents on the side. That is so that it can do the actual detecting of the particulates in the air, etc. On the back, you've got this nice grip seal around the edges there. So that's going to be very nice for wherever you mount this thing. You have a PoE in the corner there. And of course, factory reset and cable options to go either up or down for routing your cable. Also included in the box is the template, reading documents, and very simple, straightforward mounting capabilities. Almost looks like the bat symbol, but not the original bat symbol, like the funky one that they did in the 90s, or was that the 2000s era with the curved sides? You know what I'm talking about. The Ubiquiti bat symbol. Alright, as you can see, the CO2 levels in here are not wonderful, not amazing, but not terrible either. We're at 917, which is relatively in the middle score over here, and vape, because I don't vape or smoke, is at 0. Temperature in here is 84.5 degrees, and that's because it is actually behind the test rack there, and it's getting a little toasty in here, even though the air conditioner is blowing at me at full blast. It's a warm one today. Humidity, we're at 34%. That's nice and comfy, I suppose. VOC, tVOC, air quality, PM 1.5, 2.5, 4.0, and 10.0, all measured here. And of course, you've got over on the right-hand side your status, connection, etc., etc. In the statistics, I had it unplugged for a little while, so you don't see anything here. Sorry about that. And then settings, you compare it to a camera, which I'm not going to do at this point. We can do it at our next stop. And you can also change how the light on the bottom of the puck looks, depending on whether it's monitoring for CO2 or general air quality, which is really cool because you can have it, on the wall, and at a glance you can see, hey, is your CO2 getting into the more, dangerous levels, the red zone, or is it more in the moderate or good areas? And of course, you've got brightness level and night mode over here. Now, before we hop over into the sensor manager, I want to show you, this is my switch bot that I keep on my desk, and this is my CO2 monitor, and tells me that it's 891 parts per million, and it was over there versus over here, which is more in the corner, so 912. It's within a few degrees here, but it seems to be relatively solid. I imagine the Ubiquiti one is probably more accurate because this is battery powered. So jumping into the temperature monitoring for the time range here, you can see a nice solid graph spread out, and it does get pretty hot in here sometimes, all the way up to 100 degrees, and also pretty chill down to, well, actually that's not so cold, 77, but hey, I do live in Southern California, so, I guess there's some perks to this place. It doesn't get too terribly cold. Checking in the other areas, you've got humidity, you've got the AQI. Wonder what happened here. Goodness. Yuck. CO2, thankfully, relatively normal over here. That was a pretty bad day, but still in the green, so. And of course, you got vape over here, a couple of high ones. I'm not really sure what was going on around here, given that I don't vape, where that would have come from, but maybe somebody walked by with, whilst vaping, and somehow it got in here. And then PM, all measured, etc., etc. So, pretty cool setup. And then, of course, because it is a sensor manager, you can jump in and adjust your safe zones and where you want these things to alert you and for what. So if it gets too hot in here, too humid in here, or if there's a CO2 problem, you can set off the siren, which could be quite nice. Hopefully you don't get any false positives on that, because these sirens are super, super loud. But maybe instead of the siren, you can use the AI speaker, which I'm going to talk about in a moment. This is the new AI speaker, which if you have demoed or seen our videos on the AI horn, is basically the same thing. Look how thin they made the whole speaker. No, this is just the front panel. I'm just kidding. Also in the box, you have the mounting plate over here. Pop this open and there it is. Not that thick, not that thin, but very nice, solid overall. I think it's 108 decibels if I remember correctly. We've got a locking turn pin over here on the side. It pops out that little grommet there, just like that, and that's going to lock you into the wall mount, I believe. And you've got your Ethernet on the bottom here, with right in over there, with the cable run coming out on the side. Very handily to help you get this in and out of the wall mount. You have these two stretchy straps here on the top, and a nice solid speaker in the middle. Now this can be used just like the AI horn, so you can have pre-recorded things on it, you can speak through it. Oh, and then also in the box here is a wall mounting plate, mounting screws, and your reading materials. As far as I can tell, there's nothing else in the box. Probably show off, here's the wall mount. I'm going to show installing this on the wall when we get to our installation. This also has your nice mounting plate, just like that. And very simply, goes right in to the wall. So wall clips, etc. And it even has a little clip bungee in there to keep it secure. The bungee clip is going to clip directly onto the back there. And that way, the two are connected should anything give way. Note that slot I told you about before is right there. When I lock it, now it's not going out, not going anywhere. I really like the design of this. This seems to make it super easy to get it set up. So I'm going to keep this in the box, keep this in there, and bring the whole thing over together. All right, next up we've got the air quality sensor. Now this is for vaping and air quality, and the air quality in here actually, if you look at it, is surprisingly good. We're at 507, as I cough because I have a cold, not because of the air quality apparently. I've also been working with the door open, so that helps circulate the air, make sure there's good air quality in here. However, this is a construction zone, and so I'm going to leave this here and be able to monitor the air quality of this room to see how much dust is getting in, and then we're going to seal the whole room up, and then it will be nice and clean. Pay no attention to the very temporary, janky mounting job I have for the switch here. I ran out of power running off the industrial switch, so I had to grab the only other switch that I had, which was the Ultra, and now it's running power to the other devices. So yeah, don't do that. Now I'm going to plug in the AI speaker, route the cable through the handy routing grommet, and then it goes out the top like that, and affix it to the wall, like so. And for the final piece, to make sure that it looks nice, with the nice Ubiquiti logo on the front. Beautiful. Now normally this would be on the wall, with the wire not dangling, not on a piece of wood. It would look much nicer. Or, if you had wanted to, you would use the flush mount, which would mount instead onto, and I'm not going to do it because there's this paper here, but instead onto one of these studs, into the hole that you created in your sheetrock, for example, and then the speaker would be flat against the wall. That being said, for the purpose of this demonstration, I think it is sufficient to have it mounted here, and then we can set off the air quality sensor, have it say my message, and then also do a test with letting myself in the door or putting in the wrong code and setting off a panic. Let's see if all that works. All right, and then AI speaker, I'm gonna step outside so that you don't hear the echo. This is a test of the AI speaker. Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? Attention. Attention, attention. Please evacuate the building. So from how loud I can hear this, it sounds like it is decent for a small room, but if you want it to be much louder, I recommend using the AI outdoor speaker. I did not have the sound all the way up. That was only 80%. Redoing the test. Oh, that's loud. All right, it occurs to me that while I was walking out there testing the sound, you couldn't hear any of that because it was recording to my lapel and not to here. Regardless, you'll have to take my advice. It is perfectly loud enough for a decently sized room. Maybe not a social hall, maybe not a stadium, certainly not a stadium, but for a decent sized classroom, for example, or a, I don't know, community space, something along those lines, this is going to be absolutely perfect. So now to tie it all together, if we have the sensor, and the sensor is the air quality CO2 detected sensor, schedule is always, then the action is going to be a sound custom message. All right, let's see what that sounds like. And let's see if I can trigger it on here by breathing on the sensor. All right, well, it's bright red. It's pissed off.
Emergency test. Evacuate.
There we go. It's working. That was a little too friendly for an emergency, but I can custom record a message and make it sound much worse. So it does work. I have to figure out the timing on that because I'm sure that I can get the timing on that better. I think I just had the wrong thing set up here, especially since this is my first time playing with it. All right, as you can see, the ecosystem is really starting to come together, whether it's sensors or it's access devices or it's webhooks, APIs, etc. that are triggering the system. All of it is working well together, and Ubiquiti is really coming into their own in this space, which I'm so happy to see and cannot wait for the rest of the Superlink system to roll out, the rest of the sensors to roll out, other things that they have teased us with but haven't really shown us with yet. This is just one room of a much larger building that I'm going to be building. There's a whole ecosystem out inside of, so stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more of this as I build out the whole ecosystem, the whole Ubiquiti operating system, the whole stack in this community center. So once again, please like and subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.